Give me the talisman!
Halloweentown was a realm where monsters, witches, and warlocks alike could live in harmony without threats and persecution. It was a place where magic was common, the weird was everywhere, and every day was a bit spooky. And at the center of it all, and the leader of it all, was Kalabar. Now, he may have seemed at first to just be a goofy, magic-loving, and flirtatious warlock, but the truth was, he had an evil side. Kalabar was spreading a darkness that threatened both Halloweentown and the mortal realm that could only be stopped by the Cromwell witches. But how did this journey to darkness begin? Hello, I'm Isaac from Wotso Videos, where we discuss fun topics for fun people. I am passionate about spreading the magic and occasionally the spooky aspects of Disney. So today, to celebrate 20 years of Halloweentown, I'm going to explain why Kalabar turned evil. By the way, if you'd like to learn more about Kalabar or Halloweentown after the video, I've provided all of the links to the movies and the resources I used in the description. I think Kalabar began his life as simply a charismatic, normal warlock. He was a fun, joking kind of man with great magical ability who resonated with the people of Halloweentown. The citizens adored Kalabar, believed in him, and trusted him, which even included the oldest of the Cromwells, Agatha. To the people of Halloweentown, Kalabar felt like someone they could have confidence in to lead them, which explains why, when there was an election to be mayor of Halloweentown, he won. Kalabar did want to lead his people to rise to something grander than they had experienced in over 1,000 years, but it didn't have to do with policy or the realm they lived in. The truth was, Kalabar wanted to summon the full strength of the monsters of Halloweentown in a quest to free them, control the humans, and live again in the mortal world. But why? Why would Kalabar want to wage war? The decision to battle mankind may seem extreme or even irrational, but Kalabar makes his two reasons for hating them extremely clear. In the first Halloweentown, we learn over 1,000 years ago, humans took over what Kalabar believed to be his rightful home, Earth. Long ago, monsters and humans lived together, but it didn't work so well. Humans feared the creatures of Halloweentown, and in an attempt to control their fear, we learn in Halloweentown High, human groups like the Knights threatened all things magical. To avoid conflict and ensure they would not become worse versions of themselves, the magical creatures voted to create Halloweentown to escape the torment. But to Kalabar, he felt the monsters, witches, and warlocks shouldn't have given up the world they wanted. He didn't feel humans deserved to possess the original realm because of some outlash by humans, while he had to remain in hiding in an inferior world.
Too long have we been exiled to this second-class world, forced to live here in this Halloween town!
Kalabar felt his situation was outrageous. It was unfair. For Kalabar, the Earth was meant to be for the magical, not the weak. It was their rightful home that humans had stolen from them. Mankind's removal of magical creatures was only what laid the foundation, though, for Kalabar's hatred for them. He also despised them, for he believed they stole his true love and attacked his heart. A long time ago, Kalabar dated Agatha Cromwell's daughter Gwen, a woman of Halloweentown royalty and the heir to the all-powerful Cromwell clan. He thought she was gorgeous, was impressed by her magical abilities, and was determined to be with her. But that all changed when Gwen attended a Halloween party in the human world.
That's the way your mother ran into your father, by crashing a Halloween party. He loved her witch's costume.
After falling in love with a human, Gwen seemed to abandon Halloweentown, deciding the mortal realm was where she truly belonged, leaving Kalabar alone. Kalabar was crushed, his beloved had left their home behind. Yes, Kalabar did not remain bound to his commitment to Gwen, for at one point he did choose to forget Gwen, leading to the birth of his only son, Cal. But I think he was embarrassed by this child. Since Cal did not derive from his love for Gwen, I think Kalabar only saw his child as a mistake that should be kept a secret.
I didn't know Kalabar had a child.
He didn't want people to know.
All Kalabar wanted was for Gwen to return so she could finally make the decision to come be with him, but every time she always disappointed him. Instead of choosing a powerful warlock like himself, she left him for some weak, insignificant mortal.
You could have had me, but you chose a human instead.
Humans had stolen Kalabar's world and his love, leading to a festering hatred within Kalabar. but I don't think this animosity towards humans was the reason he finally fell to darkness. I think over time, the longer Kalabar developed and analyzed his anger towards mankind, he realized they weren't the real enemy. To Kalabar, humans were a weak nuisance that easily could be ruled, so I don't think he saw them as a problem. I think Kalabar eventually came to understand the only reason humans had caused so much pain in his life was because someone enabled them to do so. The mortals weren't the ones who created Halloweentown, willingly left Earth, and abandoned him. Those were all decisions led by the Cromwells. This revelation completely changed my perception of what Kalabar's motivations were. And look at it from Kalabar's perspective. If you remember from Return to Halloweentown, Splendora Agatha Cromwell was meant to be the queen for the Halloween creatures when the new realm was first created. Agatha could have made the executive decision to remain on Earth, but she didn't. She also held the power to rule over anyone, including the humans, using the ancient Cromwell relic known as the Gift. With the power to control the hearts and minds of all, Agatha could have not only stayed in the mortal realm, but enabled the magical creatures to rule that world. When I was rewatching Halloweentown 2, Kalabar's Revenge, oh my goodness, everything just totally clicked for me when Cal brings this point up.
Why'd you let the mortals take charge of the Earth? While we had to hide like rats in another dimension.
From Kalabar's perspective, the Cromwells sympathized and empowered the humans who took their world. And this only became clearer when Gwen chose a human to be her husband. Kalabar believed the Cromwells were tyrannically backing the humans who had took so much from him. The Cromwells were the true enemies of Kalabar, and he shared that belief with Cal.
Dad was right. You're the enemy and you always will be.
Combining everything Kalabar and Cal individually stated on their motivations truly gave me a whole new perspective on both of their characters, and it kind of blew my mind because everything suddenly became clear. Kalabar and Cal came to believe that humans were like vicious dogs, and the Cromwells were the ones who let them off the leash. With the realization the Cromwells would never share his dedication to vengeance and the citizens' claim to the mortal realm, Kalabar convinces himself the Cromwells were the ones holding the town back. To Kalabar, they were supporting the cruel humans and were suppressing desires of the magical creatures. What mobilized Kalabar to descend into darkness was his longing to end what he believed to be the unjust tyrannical control of the Cromwells. And Cal made it clear this is what his father fought for.
Dad and I didn't always agree, but he was the only one that stood in the way of the Cromwell's domination of Halloweentown.
The Cromwells had their moment to lead and inflict their rule onto the magical creatures. They had their chance to use the gift to keep the mortal realm, but now Kalabar believed it was his time. As Kalabar became consumed by darkness, he felt he could be the ruler Halloweentown deserved, for he not only had the interests of the magical creatures prioritized, but he was also transitioning to become more powerful than any other warlock in history, capable of even surpassing the magical prowess of the Cromwell clan. This is why he has the Museum of Individuals in the theater. The gift is the most powerful item in existence. The ability to control the hearts and minds of all was something believed to only be able to be created and controlled by a Cromwell, but Kalabar was doing it on his own. The unprecedented power of the Cromwells was being outdone by the darkness of Kalabar.
I will bend the creatures of this world to my will, one by one.
He slowly begins to take control of many creatures, keeping them frozen until the time comes he may need them. And he even states he will soon be able to control the oldest Cromwell as well.
Sleep now, Agatha Cromwell, and when you awake, I will be your master.
Now, Kalabar may have began this immersion into darkness for the people of Halloweentown, but that goal was eventually distorted. He sought power, he did want to spread his darkness, and although he thought the Cromwells were trying to dominate Halloweentown, by mind controlling some of the citizens, he became what he wanted to destroy. Kalabar was inflicting tyranny. When he asks the people of Halloweentown to come with him to take the mortal realm, at first his arguments against the humans entices some of the creatures and monsters, but just as he feared, the Cromwells rally against him, point out his corrupted goals and his selfish, cruel, and evil nature, and snuff out his darkness.
And when my father tried to bring the creatures of Halloweentown back as rulers of the human race, you Cromwells brought everyone against him. And then you destroyed him!
While future villains of the Halloweentown franchise would cause chaos in the worlds, strive to close the barrier between the two realms, and make attempts at ruling Halloweentown, Kalabar sought to use his unbelievably powerful darkness to conquer and rule both realms. He didn't fear humans. Kalabar hated humans for stripping him of his rightful land and the love of his life. But that wasn't why he became evil. I think it wasn't until he realized the Cromwells were the ones who continued to enable, support, and defend humans against the interest of the magical beings of Halloweentown that I believe he decided to submerge into dark magic to rise against them. Now, by the end of Kalabar's journey into darkness, his altruistic goals became corrupted, but initially I think he set out as the most powerful warlock of all, wielding the ability to control the will of any individual, to free Halloweentown from the dominance of the Cromwells and give the monsters of Halloweentown the reality they deserved. One where they no longer had to hide. One where they could be free.
I have big plans for all of us here in Halloweentown.
I hope this video helped you get into the Halloween mood, fun people. I think Kalabar is a fantastic villain, and I definitely think he is my favorite from the Halloweentown franchise. But I want to hear your thoughts on the matter, so now it's time for the question of the day, sponsored by my patrons. To become a patron yourself, check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/WotsoVideos. Who is your favorite Halloweentown villain? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, along with any other ideas you have for future Discover Disney episodes. If you enjoyed discussing Kalabar, then click that like button. And if you are interested in staying up to date with more magical Halloweentown videos, then click that subscribe button. And please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you'd like to see more Wotso videos, then check out some awesome pics over here. And as always, thanks for watching and have a magical day.